Tonight, the CDC director says more than 100,000 people could die from coronavirus by the end of the month. But that's not stopping most states from relaxing stay-at-home restrictions. 10 states will open more businesses this weekend, including some that are already seeing an increase in cases. Restrictions continue in the New York City area, but with a few notable changes. More on that from CBS's Mola Lenghi.
The nation's hotspots are slowly coming out of lockdown. Beaches on the Jersey Shore and in New York, where more than 20,000 people have died due to COVID-19, will reopen with restrictions by Memorial Day weekend, but only at 50% capacity.
If there is a problem and the locals do not enforce those regulations, we will close those beaches immediately.
Contact sports like football and volleyball will be prohibited at beaches. As New York City extended its stay-at-home orders, New Yorkers are finding new ways to social distance in parks. Meanwhile, smaller cities and rural regions of the state finally reopened today after 54 days in lockdown. In Florida, Governor DeSantis announced gyms will be allowed to reopen Monday under social distancing guidelines. NASCAR drivers will restart their engines this weekend for the first time since March 8th. And tonight, CBS News has learned at least one major U.S. airline is seriously considering dropping its social distancing policy, making all seats available on all flights. As protesters in Pennsylvania continued their calls for statewide reopenings, tonight a historic drop in retail sales fuels economic uncertainty, down a record 16.4% from March to April. Behind the numbers, the people. Violet Moya was fired from her retail job at Sephora in March. She had worked there for 2 years.
I only had like $600 in my bank account to survive the rest of the month and until next month.
Does it feel like you have a lot of options?
No, not at all, unfortunately. It's just it's like a hope and a prayer and hope that something happens.
Well, here in New York, after criticism of the NYPD's social distancing and mask enforcement, officers will stop ticketing people. Meanwhile, in what seems to be an effort to try to keep people inside this summer, the city will hand out more than 74,000 air conditioning units to elderly and low-income New Yorkers. Nora.
Mola Lenghi in New York City tonight. Thank you.